how to naturally firm, tighten, and strengthen your entire face and neck to build a preventive, it's really important, prevention and corrective pro-age routine in less than 2 months. And before we dive into that, I want you to know that you're in the right place if you have, Fumiko and I are both in our 50s now, and we've tried many, many things in the past that haven't necessarily worked. So if you feel like you failed at reversing the signs of premature aging in your face, and you feel like I brought every cream, serum under the sun, and I'm still not getting the results that I want, we want you to know that you're in the right place. And if you've ever felt isolated by society, I mean, when you get, I noticed like kind of mid to late 40s, people start calling you ma'am, or you feel like a little bit on the edge, like the middle-aged woman, even though you still are so vibrant and have so much to offer, but you feel a little bit more on the fringe. So I want you to know that if you've ever felt like that, we understand, and we believe in not an anti-aging,
pro-aging,
but in pro-aging. We believe that you get better. Because you learn, you have the experience. Experience is wisdom that you bring to the world and to your life. So if you can relate to any of that, you are in the right place.
Yes.
We're assuming if you're here that you have a dream of learning more about your facial anatomy and how face yoga can actually make shifts in it. And we are going to show you that the only way to firm, tighten, and strengthen your face 100% naturally is by doing facial exercises. And the only way to practice facial exercises correctly, you do not want to do them incorrectly, is through the face yoga method founded by Fumiko.
Maybe you can relate to me. If you are mid-30s, I started seeing signs of premature aging. And I felt trapped because I had so much excitement, curiosity, and adventure spirit inside, but it didn't show on my face. People often asked me if I were okay because I looked older than I felt inside. And the worst part was that I could not recognize myself in a mirror. I didn't like the way I looked. And one day I realized that face is a muscle, just like a body. And it became crystal clear to me. If I could master how to exercise intricate facial muscles, I should be able to create a desired look. And I finally understood that I was in control of my face and the body and life. I started creating all the new poses using my own face, and the results were incredible. People, my friends, started asking me what I was doing. I didn't stop there. I even went further. And I started creating all the poses. But when that word got out about my face yoga, the classes started filling up. And then I was featured on national TV and lots of interviews in magazines. Yeah.
I know, and I want to interrupt and just say you're being modest again. Not only were you on Japanese Vogue, but you were in Mind Body Green, and you were in Yahoo, and so many other sites have picked her up.
Yeah. And then you know that, Maria, it's not because I wanted to make a career out of this face yoga, but my students' results were incredible. And then they never thought they could get the result they were looking for without invasive treatment or expensive creams. And then they started carrying themselves differently, more confidence. And also they started loving themselves. And that's when I decided, I'm going to make this as a full-time job. Yep. And based on the success, I decided to take my face yoga global, and I called it the face yoga method. And with face yoga method, I can teach millions of women just like you that there are 100% natural alternatives to plastic surgery and injections. And the best part, you have the power to change your face and change your life at any age. And then I know it's such a bold statement, but I can say change your face, change your life, because that came from all the practitioners. And then it's so true. And that's face yoga method slogan. And it all starts right here, right now.
Once again, we're going to show you now how to naturally firm, tighten, and strengthen your entire face and neck to build a corrective and preventive pro-age routine in less than 2 months. And what we're going to do is we are going to cater this to you. So if you are ready to get started, I would love to first show you what we're going to talk about and then to find out who's ready. So we're going to go over these 3 secrets more in depth right now and do exercises during them. And during them, you're going to realize why face yoga method works. And the first secret is action. Of course, we're going to teach you how practicing targeted facial exercises can treat the signs of premature aging and make you glow in less than 2 months. The second is awareness. Now, this was huge for me, and we'll talk about that. How to become aware of your unconscious aging habits and the blueprints to painlessly preventing them for good. And secret number 3 is accountability. How to use the practice of face yoga to boost your confidence with an unshakable pro-age routine. We're going to go into secret number 1, which is action.
Action, yes. So let me tell you a quick story. At the beginning, I dove into the physiological anatomy of the face and I studied it and obsessed about it. And I am still obsessed about it. And I found out there are over 50 muscles on your face. Can you believe it? 50. It's not just 2, 3, 4, 50 muscles on face, and they are all connected from head to toe. And after I mastered the facial anatomy, I was able to create a specific facial exercises targeting that is particular part of the face. Skin is attached to the muscle, and as your muscle sag, it brings the skin down with them. But as your muscle tighten and strengthen, the skin firms and lift. It's that simple. So I even went farther and I took the face exercise to research institute in Japan because I wanted to know what is happening underneath of this. And they found out. It's amazing. Okay, listen to this. Only doing one pose for 10 seconds, 3 sets, that total of 30 seconds, it brought a massive amount of blood circulation to the face. Look at that. From here to even the neck area, only 30 seconds. It's not 3 minutes. It's not 30 minutes. So that means more nutrient and more oxygen to the skin. What does it mean? Better skin. And then I realized that face yoga has so much more benefit than just tightening the face muscles. It promotes a youthful glow. And it has taken me almost 17 years. And lots of trial and error using my own face. And the first word today, I have over 90 face yoga poses created. And then every part of the face, forehead, eye area, cheeks, and the mouth, and nasolabial, and neck and jawline, pretty much right here.
Everything. The whole thing.
Yes. Yeah. And we have over 1 million practicing face yogis all over the world, and they are experiencing groundbreaking results and changing the face, changing life.
Okay, so now after having heard this introduction, you might be thinking, okay, that looked great, those results, but will this work for me? Well, I'm going to tell you who it will work for before we start our first exercise. It works for all genders and ethnicities, of course, because they all have skin, all ages. Yep. If you've done something like Botox or another procedure, it will still work for you. If you've never practiced before, of course, you begin with it. It will work for you. And if you have just minimal or like something that you consider large, like a double chin you want to work on, the bottom line is if you have muscles in your face, this will work for you. And I'm going to liken it back to exercising your body again, because it's the same thing. If you were to say, does exercise really work? Will exercising my body work for me? It will. Exercising your body, of course, will work for any human being alive because they have muscles. So it's just doing it the right way. So remember, the face is part of the body and it has muscles and skin, just like the rest of the body. So it will absolutely work for you.
Everybody. Yep.
And you might be thinking, will doing this, now we get this question a lot, cause more unwanted face wrinkles? And it's a very legitimate question. And it absolutely could cause them. I mean, imagine if you went around frowning all day. Yes, it could. But there is a right way and a wrong way. And once again, it's like exercising your body. Could exercising your body injure you? Yeah, it could.
If you do it wrong.
If you do it wrong, absolutely. So you have to do it the right way. So now you might be thinking, oh, okay, I got to do it the right way. These must be hard. I've never done this before. Well, all you need is the right teacher. When you're learning something that's new, that is just completely new and foreign to you and is overwhelming and complex. And then you get this teacher that can take a complex subject and break it down into bite-sized, digestible little pieces that you can take step by step without being overwhelmed. That's what Fumiko's able to do, because not only has she studied this herself for decades, but she's taught it and she's learned what works and doesn't work for students. We are going to do an exercise because you all asked for it, for the neck.
Yep, and
jawline.
Okay.
Right.
So first of all, I want to say that this area, it's not difficult to change, but I need to show you what is happening. Before we do that, can you touch your neck right here? Okay, neck and jawline, right? And now look down. Let's look down and then feel the fluffiness. Do you feel that?
Yes.
Extra skin. Oops. All right. So you have to be careful. You know, when you look down, change your posture, which is important, right? And now I want to show you what is happening underneath your skin. There's a muscle called sternocleidomastoid, right? And also this one is called a platysma. So that's one we want to work on. And look at these two. Everything is connected. And I'm going to show you a pose. It's called the swan neck. It's like a swan. Yeah.
So elegant.
Yeah, I know. I like it. So I want you to feel it first. Put the fingers on your collarbone right here. Okay. And then turn your neck and then feel that little movement. Did you feel that? That's a platysma. Let's go other side and feel that. Oh, yeah, it's going to smooth that. So let's do the pose. Put the hands on your shoulders. Okay. It's important to have a good posture. So I always said a collarbone center here and the edge of your shoulder here. Push down a little bit, makes your neck nice and long. All right. And breathing out from your nose. Breathing in and out from your nose. Now, move your gaze 45-degree angle. Move your chin 45-degree angle. Other way. All right.
I'm looking at you.
Feel that? Good. Do you feel that? And now, pucker like your mouth slightly. Yes. And then pucker your mouth as if you're kissing somebody. Ooh. How about if we at the tongue, push your tongue against the roof of your mouth. Ooh, did you feel that from inside? And hold it. Relax your forehead. Hold it for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Don't hold your breath. Relax your shoulders. 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to center. And we're going to do other side too. Check your posture and turn your neck. We're working on this platysma and everything is connected. So imagine that you're really working on these muscles. And look up 45-degree angle. Ooh, I feel that. Do you feel that, Maria? Okay, now pucker your mouth. Ooh, I love it. And now push your tongue against the roof of your mouth. So we are turning from outside and inside. Hold this for 10 seconds. Go. Relax your forehead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then come out. How easy is that? It's not hard, but you have to really understand how you're doing the muscle, how you're using, but also when you said, I don't have a time, you can do this every single time you go bathroom because you have time to go bathroom.
Or it's like if you're sitting at your desk, you just take a 20, a 1 minute break. And you know what I love, Fumiko? Every time I do these with you, because obviously I don't practice with Fumiko every day, is I learned that awareness that you just said, think about the muscle. It changes the way you get results. So you showed us that visual. And when I was doing this, I was like, I could feel that muscle. Exactly. And I love that because you get better results that way.
Right. And also, this is a really good one. When you wake up in the morning, see lots of lines on the neck, just do it. And then you will surprise that they disappear. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And secret number 2 is awareness. How to become aware of your unconscious aging habits and how to unlock the blueprints to painlessly prevent them for good. When I met Fumiko, what I realized, I didn't meet Fumiko till my 40s, till like my mid 40s, early to mid 40s. And she started pointing out to me in her lovely way, all the things that I was doing that were not, because we just bonded over, skincare and health and everything. And so she pointed out to me these bad habits that I had. And one of them was the way that I slept, sleeping on my side, scrunching my face, or sleeping like on my stomach, where you scrunch your face into your pillow and you wake up with those same, especially if it's the same place every day, which is the worst if it's the same place, because then it can become imprinted. So she taught me about that. And she really taught me about the whole double chin syndrome, which I always thought was more of a genetic, I mean, of course, genetics plays a part, but I always thought it was 100% genetic. But when you think about it, it's not, because you think how you can change so many parts of your body with exercise. And she was telling me how much I contributed to the double chin syndrome with, I don't have a phone here, but let's pretend this is my phone, by like either reading a book like this and then frowning. You know how so many people, it pains me now to even do it, like go, and they cause those 11 lines and they don't realize they're doing it. It's unconscious. And they do that. Or now that we have our phones, people are like, you know, texting all day long, and they're looking down and causing that unwanted movement. And it's bad for your spine too. I mean, the base of your neck, it's really awful for that. So she taught me all about that. And we are going to talk about the importance of these habits. And it doesn't matter what age you are. I didn't reverse a bunch of these till my mid-40s.
Yeah, because, you know, I remember the first time we traveled together, you're reading a book.
You love this story.
Maria, you know what's happening? You know, the creating double chin. She's like, what? Really? Did I? So like, yep. So I have to tell her like, no, just chin up. And then I have to keep reminding, you know, so that you break the habit.
Yeah. And once you break it, then you do not go back, because it's these, once you understand the source of it, then you won't go back, because it's these unconscious habits that cause these signs of premature aging that are probably unwanted. And we want to tell you that it's not your age. You know, people will be like, well, I'm 60, so I should have a sore back or whatever it is. That's not true. Do not listen to these myths. It's not your age. It's the way you're using your body. And now that we're talking about face yoga, the way that you're using your face. So now you might be thinking, oh my gosh, they just started to dive into these unconscious habits. I'm so set in my ways. How am I going to change that? Well, I want to give you an example of Carlotta from Italy, one of Fumiko's students, who once again sent us her photos over 42 days. She practiced and she says, my dark circles are reduced and my skin is well hydrated now. I'm happy for all the new habits I've been working on since the beginning of this journey. I know there is still a lot to do, but I feel more aware of my face muscles and my aging habits, which were side sleeping, head bending, and frowning. So after 42 days, she got these results. And as she says, it's a never ending journey, but she had an awareness, a much higher awareness, and started to stop those.
And look at her facial expression too. I can see that, you know,
you can see the mental shift that she's made.
And looking at a straight camera. So side sleepers, don't worry, I'll help you to change the habit. So the first one is that I want you to just touch under the ears and then feel that push under ears with your meaty part of middle fingers, okay? And then feel it. Do you feel any difference between left and right? Ooh.
Like right under your ears?
Yeah. Do you feel little tender spots, or you feel even on one side is a little bit more tender? Just feel
one side feels harder.
Okay, one side is harder. Okay, that's good. All right. And now remember that feeling. Okay. So side sleeping, why it's so dangerous for our face? Because when you're sleeping on your side, you wake up in the morning and see like, what is these lines? Or what are these lines? And why I have these lines? And when you were younger, when you were like 10 years old, you know, they disappear right away, right? But as we get older, they stay for a long time. So what's happening is that you are really squeezing and making the face asymmetrical too. Not only that, you're affecting all the neck. So when you wake up in the morning, you have a tight shoulder. That's probably because you slept inside. So you want to break that too. Okay, and I'm going to show you the pose. It's called the mini facelift. This is one of my signature poses.
It already sounds good.
Yeah, I know. And what it does is that it lifts the face, okay, and it lifts up the droopy eyelid. Not only that, it reduces the nasal line. So it's a mini facelift for free. So you can do that, right? So the posture is important. Always a posture is important. So imagine that your top of the head is center line with the center of your forehead, and then peak of your nose, and then peak of your lips, upper lip and chin, and all the way down, and a collarbone right here, straight. Okay, you have to sit straight. Yes, go ahead.
Look how handy a chopstick is.
Okay,
I know.
Right? Center. And if you already like a little bit tilted, back to center. Good, good, good. All right. And then check the shoulder, the center of your collarbone to the edge of your shoulder. Ooh, push down and a push down. Good. Right. I'm going to show you a little bit from the side. So 45-degree angle, your left shoulder, and then keep it straight. Don't tilt your head. Don't move anything. Keep it straight. Good. And left other side. Yep. Up. And then bend your elbow. And when you put the ring finger right here, find the droopy spot. Keep it straight. Yeah, keep it straight. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Keep it straight. No, don't tilt your head.
I know it's like,
okay. It's hard, but it's not hard. So ring finger where you see the droopiness. Yep. Good, good, good. And then middle finger on your temple right here. When you pull a little bit, see, you see less nasolabial line. See? Yes. Keep it.
I know.
Straight.
I can't.
Yeah.
It's because my arm. No,
Yeah.
I know. This is why I always learn something from you when I do.
Okay, good. And imagine that the platysma is going to be so relaxed after this. And lift slightly your fingers, 45-degree angle. Okay. And then breathe in and out from your nose. And
so I go to the.
Yeah. Good. Tilt your head. And then
so I'm feeling this.
Yes, exactly. Good, good, good. And now feel that. Don't hold your breath. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And now stick your tongue out and tongue toward the floor. Do you feel from inside? You really pulling everything from inside? Yes. Let's do one more time. Breathing. And then let fingers go. Oh my gosh, look at this side. See that? Up. Yep. So, yep. You feel that? And now
I can feel it.
You feel it? Yeah. Now put the fingers right here again, under your ears, and see if you still feel that tightness. Is it better? Is it less? Find a spot. Yeah. So that's what we are going to do when you wake up in the morning and then slept inside, do it and do other side too. So that you can lift the face line and it smooths out the neck, but also lift the droopy eyelid. That's why it's many faces.
And you know what I love once again about practicing with you is that you're like, Maria, your head needs to go straight. And I get lazy sometimes, and I love having you right there. Or you forget because there's so much. So it is so precise. It's just a demonstration of the wrong way and the right way to do it.
It's not, no. And you want to really think which muscle you're using because it makes a huge difference.
It does. I know. I really,
that,
and that posture and then not wrinkling. It is such I know it sounds like a lot, but once you've done it over and over, you start to master it. But it's like you start, when you're doing all these things that you're not used to doing, you start to contort in places that you don't want to contort.
Yeah.
So that awareness is huge.
Okay. So practice that pose and don't forget to do other side too.
No, for sure. Okay, go back and do the other side. We don't want you to be lopsided. Okay. So do you see now how just having that awareness of those bad habits can prevent the signs of premature aging? I want your good energy again. So I'm going to turn on the chat and just give us a yes if that presentation just made sense and you could see how just that awareness of that side sleeping, which seemed to be a big one, and just an awareness of it will start to change it. Okay, we're getting the yeses coming in.
Okay. Yep.
And awareness, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
I like it.
And how it's simple to reverse, but it's the simplest things sometimes can be the hardest. And it's like, it's simple because it's not rocket science. You don't have to have a fancy device or anything like that. You just have to know the precision that's required to do it.
With fingers and all that. Oh, lots of yes, definitely yes. Okay.
So many yeses. Whoa. Okay,
I love
perfect.
It.
I know.
Thank you for the energy. Yeah,
I love it too. Okay, so let's get into our third and final secret, which is going to keep you on track. So we are right here. Yes, this is accountability. We're going to teach you how to use the practice of face yoga to boost confidence and have an unshakable pro-age routine. And we're going to talk to you about community.
In my mid-30s, after the car accident, I started losing confidence about my appearance all of a sudden. And then I started wearing baggy clothes and a 5-toe socks and a baseball cap and glasses. And yeah, that's how I wanted to wear, because I just started losing confidence and I had to hide that. And I pretend I was confident, and the people saw me I was a confident person. I even went to a restaurant and a party, and that's when I met your brother, you know. Mm-hmm. He didn't even think I was attractive enough. Yeah. And then one day I went to a party with that 5-toe and a baseball cap and them overall. And then he was half Italian, half Japanese. And we had a wonderful conversation. We hit off right away. And then toward the end of the conversation, he asked me why I dressed the way I dressed. So I said, well, I don't want people judge me the way I dress. And, you know, like a book, don't judge the book by its cover. And he looked at me, he said, well, you know, if the cover of the book is not attractive enough, nobody wants to even pay attention or look at it. It was like, whoa, it hit me so hard. And then he also told me that, you know, I was dimming my own light. And also I was sabotaging myself by just not taking care of myself. And it was so true. I was hiding under the baggy clothes, and I was hiding my insecurity and also self-limitation and acting as if I didn't care, but I did care. That's why his, you know, word was just so almost painful, because it was very true.
Mm-hmm. Because those beliefs can shift with or depending upon the people that are around you, the community around you, that either lifts up and inspires you or brings you down or kind of keeps you at a plateau. And these are just an example of some of the amazing support that people in our community are giving each other.
And the Face Yoga Method community is a worldwide community of hundreds of thousands of Face Yogi sisters, and help and support each other. And every single day, it's not exaggeration, my team and I receive beautiful posts of encouragement and love and caring, and, you know, even these photos. And I can't help myself, but I just have a big smile every day, like, oh, look at this, because they're changing the face and life. And the Face Yoga Method community is an encouraging and a safe a place and a positive space for anybody who loves and practices face yoga. And the part I love about it is that it doesn't matter the age or background or where they're from, but you feel you're welcomed and also accepted and loved, and you're not alone. You belong to this community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one of the things I love about our community is the pictures that they send to elevate each other and inspire other people. Yep. And we have a team meeting once a week, and we literally bring up one of our favorite pictures of the week or stories of the week to remind us why we do what we do. Yes. And there's never a shortage to pick from. We get so many.
What we do matter. Yes. Yeah. And I love it. It's my favorite part of the meeting.
Because it's a mindset. It's a mindset. Yeah.
It's not exercise. No. Yes, I want to talk about this too. So why Face Yoga Method is so unique? Well, Face Yoga Method has 3 parts. It's a mindset. I learned it. You know, at the beginning, I thought it's all about exercise, but that's not really true. You have to actually be aware of your unconscious aging habit, and you have to break the habit. Like the one Maria was doing, you know, texting and reading, like, I got to stop that. And then second one, you have to take action and learn the technicality of the pose in the right way. You can't just wait and hope that your muscle is going to be just toned the next day or reduce the wrinkles. No, you have to do it. It's like an exercise.
Consistently.
Right? Yes. And then third one is accountability. And you have to keep your motivation and excitement and the focus if you want to see changes both mentally and physically. And Maria and I were so into the, you know, mindfulness, but also how we change our mindset, you know, self-awareness. It's just such an important part of our business too. And then I realized that how awareness leads to prevention, because you are aware what you're doing right or wrong. And then how action leads treatment, because you take action, you exercise, right? And how accountability lead to success. And these are very unique 3 face yoga factors.
And I used to have a very bad habit of doing that. And I was like, Maria, why are you taking in all this information if you're not actually implementing it? I'd rather take one amazing book and apply what there is than read 10 books and apply nothing.
Exactly.
And it's the same with exercise. It's the same with face yoga. So we're stressing this because it is such an important component, because we want results for you. And so now you might be thinking, okay, I don't have a community around me. I'm the only person I know who wants to practice face yoga. And maybe I'm going to look ridiculous like Fumiko and Maria did a couple minutes ago. And there's no one else around me.
It feels good, by the way.
But we are here to keep you motivated. And this is just a quick testimonial from Kristen. And she says, face yoga method is more than just doing facial exercises. It is a way of life. Face yoga method community keeps me motivated. It's inspiring to see other people's photos, understand their experiences, and read their progress stories. And we're showing you this because we want you to understand that Kristen was getting her accountability and inspiration from within an online community, because maybe no one was around her.
And look at the photos, right? She's smiling. Why? Because she is so feeling good inside. And also her eyes are wide open, and she's also getting symmetrical eye area. And I love that.
Okay, so now you might be thinking, I have never done an online program before. Can it be effective if I'm not seeing you in person? And as somebody who has done online programs for a decade, absolutely they are effective. They're one of my favorite ways to learn because of the convenience. Number one, you get, when you're doing an online program, you get access to the top of the world, meaning the best in their professions, probably in any profession. You can find the best in the world can teach you, whereas they couldn't necessarily do that in person. And you get 24/7 access. So if we're here in California and you're in Australia, Indonesia, wherever, you can still access the information 24/7, and you can integrate what you're learning like that into your life. And you also get, because it's video based, you get to rewind and rewatch to incorporate that learning and learn. You know, sometimes you are taught something and you're like, wait, how do you do that again? But you can just rewind it. It's instantly there. Okay, so you might be thinking, well, okay, you guys have presented a lot and it looks lovely, but I need daily instructions. I need something easy to follow, and I want to get every part of my face incorporated in it. I don't want complicated. That's always my big thing for anything I learn. I'm like, it's got to be easy. Well, we have been working hard behind the scenes based on all of this information that we've gathered over the years from students, to cater to students, to give them all of these things, the easy, digestible, 15, no more than 15 or 20 minutes a day where I don't have to think and I can just take the whole thing in. And we have a solution for it. So do you see now how all of this can come together? And if you have the right teacher, the right instructional format, and the right support system, that community, that you can achieve anything, whether it be in face yoga or any other results. You need to have that inspiration, that community. And if you can see this now, we would love your positive vibrations. Again, let's keep raising that vibration. We would love to get a yes in the chat box, which I've just turned on, if all of what we've said is coming together and it's making sense for you. If you can see how you need all of these components, not just one of them, but all of them.
Okay,
so many yeses. Yes. No, it's so important, because I can't even tell you how much we want results for you. But we know we can only do so much on our part, and the rest of it, we need you to do your part. So we try to bring every support we can for you to do your part. Okay, wonderful. I'm getting so many yeses.
Thank you for the energy.
Thank you for the energy. It makes such a difference. Okay, so let me ask you a question. If you followed the face yoga exercises that we showed you in secret number 1 and kind of throughout this, which you've only just seen the tip of the iceberg, and then you did what we showed you in secret number 2, where you learn how to reprogram those aging habits. And then you had that magic key where you have the support from the community, the support, the daily inspiration to hold you accountable for what you're doing. Do you think you could create lasting results? Do you think you could be successful when you put all 3 of these together? This is just a question for you to answer to yourself at home, because really you're also going to have to do it. We're going to be there to hold you accountable, but you actually have to do it. So just answer that for yourself. It's kind of that honest moment where you really are saying, could I get results with this if I had all that support? All right. We've covered a lot in the past hour. Yay. We have really done it in just about an hour, and so excited for that. How would you like us to spend 10 minutes to show you how you can implement everything that we've talked about so far, how you can implement it in a really special, digestible, easy to digest way, in something that we've created over a year, compiling and putting together a program for those who are wanting to move forward and are dedicated and committed to this practice and say, yes, I want to learn it in an easy, digestible way. So if you are ready for me, and if I can take 10 minutes, I would love to just get a yes in the chat box that you are okay with this. And, just know it's going to be impossible for me and us to show you everything you need to know about how the face yoga method works, but we have tried to cover as much as possible. And okay, let's check that chat box. Okay. I am getting so many yeses.
Thank you, Susan and Elizabeth and then Gloria and onegaishimasu in Japanese.
Okay.
See, that's what international commission we're talking about. Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Okay. So
great.
I am going to turn off the chat box. Remember, any technical questions, our other chat box for our support team is still there. And we are going to go into our 10 minutes. Okay. I want to talk to you about the 6-week face toning bootcamp. This is something we created with easy to follow 15 to 20 minute videos. And why 6 weeks? Because Fumiko has found that it takes about after decades and tens of thousands of students, that it takes about 6 weeks to integrate and learn a new habit and really get it into your system and your muscle memory. And so importantly, about 6 weeks to start to get visible results. And you don't have to have previous knowledge. In fact, it's perfect if you don't, to join the program. And it was designed to be the perfect jumping off starting point to kickstart a face yoga practice in a simple. Once again, I can't even stress simple enough, because I have to learn so many different subjects for what I do. And my number one requirement, it must be simple and digestible, because I don't have the whole day to learn this. I have the rest of my life. Yes.
And also, Maria, this bootcamp is created because based on the request, so many face yoga practitioners just want you to have a simple, easy, just blueprint. Yeah.
So let's just tell you a little bit what it is and what it consists of for these 6 weeks. What it is it's broken down to separate weeks, and each week you focus on a major area of the face. And you're going to learn multiple exercises throughout it that are designed to tone, firm, and brighten the particular area that you're working on. So let me tell you what the areas are. Okay. The first one is the forehead, because we want to start with one of the largest muscles of the face, and that's the forehead area. So you can get accustomed to working with those big muscles before you move into smaller ones. And, if you have frown lines or vertical lines, you're going to love that first week. You're going to love that week.
Yeah. And when you master the poses from this week, you don't even need to get a Botox. And then your forehead is going to be so smooth. You love it.
Yeah. And then in the second week, we're going to move into the smaller muscles, the little micro muscles in the eye area, because you've started to learn how to isolate the large muscles. Now we move into smaller ones, so you can smooth out these. Fumiko she removed it. You can smooth out under eye bags or uneven lids or even asymmetrical eyes.
Yep. And also, as we get older, did you notice that your eyes start getting smaller? It's not because eyeballs are shrinking. It's because everything is going down. You need to lift up, and then you can get a wider and a bigger open eyes.
That's why in so many of those before and afters,
they were bigger. I know. They're smiling and staring. Yep.
Yes.
Exactly.
And week 3, that's the cheeks, because we're going to take an in-depth look at them, because that's normally the area as we age that starts to lose volume and to sag. And so you're going to learn face yoga poses to combat that, so you keep this area firm and in place.
Yes. And also, cheek is not just a big fat resting on your cheekbone. Look at this, so many muscles. And we train these muscles the right way so that you can really create a nice round cheeks and you feel good.
You're
lifting up. Yep.
And then in week 4, we've got the mouth and lip area. And this is an area where a lot of people get what they call, right above the lips, like those tiny little smoker lines or whatever they're called for, each. Yeah. And you're doing that right now. Yeah. Yep. And you're going to learn how to combat all of that in that week.
And also as we get older, we started looking at like, lips are getting thinner. And that's what my mom said that. Like, did you get the injection? My mom asked me, like, no, but my lips got fatter. And then I love it and make it full.
Okay. And in week 5, we're going to learn about the nasolabial folds. We're going to delve into the lower half of your face, this area right here. And that's where these marionette or these kind of parentheses, these half circles are. And this is an area that so many of the face yogis have found a big difference in after they really work on this area.
Right. Well, because look at this, this muscle connected to cheek muscles and the mouth, right? So when you lift the cheek muscles first, reduces the nasolabial line. That's why I programmed from the head and everything down here so that you can get the most result from the exercises.
Okay. And finally, week 6. It sounds like this group's most interesting area, the neck and the jawline. And there you're going to learn how to combat a sagging neck and jawline, and potentially a double chin and all that stuff that comes from the unwanted habits.
And now you see that everything is connected.
It's connected.
Yeah,
all
look
of
at that.
You're going to learn every single one of those.
Yeah.
And how to isolate them in the boot camp. And not only that, how we were talking about like the mindset that we had and the awareness of muscles, because it's a holistic practice, face yoga method, and it's from the inside out. So in the boot camp, we've created this whole daily lifestyle bonus section that's so much more than just facial exercises. It is daily bonus materials with the boot that's inside the boot camp that invite you into Fumiko's world of how she lives from the inside out and uses her practice of self-care to enhance the outside as well as the in. Because if you're just doing things on the surface, you will not get the same results as if you're doing them from the inside out with that mental awareness and connection. Okay. And you're also going to get unique holistic bonuses in skincare, nutrition, and self-development. And by self-development, we mean the mindset. Because if you go into this with this mindset, like maybe I'm going to try it, maybe it'll work for me, your results are not going to be the same. And that's the same with anything in life. You must go in with the right mindset and that holistic approach.
Yes. And also boot campers told me that this bonus are so worth it. And I think about this, if you're feeling great and you have a good posture and even a little bit, smile on your face, people around you treat you differently, right? They treat you nicely and then you feel good and then you treat other people nicely, your family and your friends. And that's when the life-changing journey starts. That's why self-development is so important. Maria and I always follow this because it's really juice of the core of the exercise.
It changes everything. Yeah. And so listen to this little, we call her our petite Française, who has gone through the boot camp. And she wrote to us and said, the boot camp is over? No, it's just the beginning of a more healthy lifestyle where self-care and self-awareness allows me to glow with confidence. I'm proud of the example I'm setting for my 9-year-old twins who are pleased that I ditched makeup and embraced my natural beauty. My spouse also noticed that I make time for myself at last with such positive effects for our relationship and family. So she's having that ripple effect out in the world. The face yoga method community is much more than it seems, and certainly one of the best investments I have ever made. Thank you, Fumiko, for empowering us. So I love that testimonial because it talks about the effects, not that you're going to have just for yourself, because when you elevate your self-care, you're not only helping yourself, but you're helping everyone in your immediate circle of influence.
What a good role model, right?
Especially for 9-year-olds. Okay, so we've done all of the hard work for you. The Face Toning Bootcamp is a step-by-step plan that you just need to follow. You don't have to think about it. There's no guesswork. You're not going to get overwhelmed and there's not confusion. You're going to log in and know exactly what to do each day.
Okay, so you might be thinking, I want in, but how can I access the program with the time difference?
Okay, well, remember, let's go back to the online. It's an online program. So if we're here in California and you're living on the other side of the world in Australia, you can log in when we're sleeping because it is recorded. So as long as you've got your Wi-Fi, you can log in from anywhere in the world.
Any device.
From any device, that's true.
And you might be thinking, but what if I'm traveling or don't have internet connection at some point? How can I practice them?
Well, we've thought about this. So once you've learned the exercises when you're online and you learn them, then you begin to master them and you know what you're doing. So then you decide to go travel somewhere and get offline, which is a fantastic idea. And all you have to do is print out, so you can go analog here, is just print out a downloadable exercise calendar that literally tells you, okay, you're on day one. This is the exercise you have to do. This is how many times you have to do it, and then just check it off. So once you've learned the exercises, you can go analog with the printouts, basically.
And you might be thinking, I've never practiced face yoga before. Is this a good place to start?
Well, it's a great place to start, of course, but especially because we have a special piece of software built into the boot camp, and it's called the Face Yoga Method Mirror. And this was a request of students who were doing the exercises with Fumiko and holding up their mirror and then like looking at the screen, looking at their mirror to see if they were doing it correctly, kind of like how we practice today. You want to look at her. So this is an example of what the mirror looks like. When you're logged into the boot camp, you get to see Fumiko there on the right, doing the actual exercise. And then you as the student are on the left with your mirror and you're practicing it right along with her. And you get to see that you're following every micro movement that she does.
And you might be thinking, how can I be sure that I'm practicing the exercises correctly?
Well,
good question.
You're going to have a coach. So not only are these all laid out perfectly in the boot camp, but we understand, especially if you're doing it for the first time, it's really nice to have somebody to ask questions to. So Fumiko is there for part of the training throughout the boot camp, but for a daily touch-in, we have the beautiful Tina here, who's featured here. And Tina's worked with us for several years, and she's a certified face yoga method teacher and has worked very closely with Fumiko. And she works inside, she'll be working inside the boot camp, the private group for boot campers only, for the next 6 weeks. So she can answer all your minutia questions. And she is, not only is she a face yoga method teacher, but she is a full physical therapist. There's nothing she doesn't understand
she's
about the mind-body connection.
Dedicated. And then so much knowledge, but also so much love she shared with other
people. She's so approachable too. She's amazing. So she's going to be there.
And you might be thinking, I'm afraid I won't be able to finish the program. How do I stay motivated? I totally get that. Yeah.
And this is where it comes back to the community that we talked about earlier, that accountability. So you're not just going to be in some giant group. I mean, we've got these lovely giant groups with just face yoga people from all over the world, but we have a very special private group for just boot campers. And that's where Tina's going to appear. And then that's where you're going to be on a journey with people that are on the same journey as you. So you can connect. You're like, oh, I did this exercise. What did you think? What results you're getting? You get inspired by them. And you have this like-minded community that are on the exact same journey, and they keep you motivated and inspired for those moments. And we all have those moments where you're not getting the results you want right away, or you get discouraged, and then you just pop into the community and somebody else's energy who is getting those results or keeps you going.
And the support is amazing. The love is amazing. You feel it even through that internet. And then, you know, like you said, like-minded people, when you're in a community, you feel you're part of it. And international.
Yeah.
You know?
International.
It's beautiful international.
It's the same way we can feel your energy right now.
Yep.
It's that kind of thing. Okay, so let me go bullet point by what you're going to get in the boot camp. You're going to get lifetime access to a 6-week face toning boot camp. Even though it's 6 weeks, you're going to want to repeat it and do separate things. You know, you're going to forever want to check in with this. You are going to get weekly face yoga exercise calendars, which are the analog version that you're going to download if you want to go offline, or you want to go camping, or whatever it is that you want to, and good for you for getting off your Wi-Fi. You're going to get access to that Face Yoga Method Mirror software, so every time you do it, you can see yourself practice those micro movements with Fumiko. You're going to get access to Tina, our certified face yoga coach. So Tina is going to be in that private group we just spoke about. And you're going to get exclusive admission to that supportive private bootcamp support group, which is only for the boot campers. That's it. And all of this, when you put all that value together, especially just having Tina and then Fumiko popping in with webinars, it's a value of over $2,000 if you just put retail value on it. And that is not the investment to begin today. The investment to begin today is a one-time payment of $197 or 2 monthly payments of $99. So affordable to just have lifetime access to this boot camp. And what we're going to do now, we have a couple more goodies we want to tell you about, but we want to make it so that you can get started right now for those of you who are excited and come into our community. So if you go to faceyogamethod.com/bootcamp, or you go to a little link that I am putting right now in your chat box, you can hit that link for join now, or you can just go to faceyogamethod.com/bootcamp and you can get started. Okay, so what's super exciting, I love this because we do this twice a year as a group, is the momentum you're going to get, because starting on July 1st, so right now we are, we're June 19th. Okay, yep. So starting in about 11 days, it's going to be July 1st, and that's when we're all going to start from day one. If you choose, look, if you're a go-getter and you start today, more power to you, start those bonuses, but for fun, we like to do that momentum-based thing. And on July 1st, we're going to start together and say, everybody start on day one, then we're day two. And then we can all connect together in that private community of boot campers we were talking about. And you get Tina in there, you get Fumiko in there, you get all that good energy, and people are just so excited to be doing it together. And we only do it together as a group twice a year. So it's going to be starting on July 1st. And we have a limited number of spots. And the reason we limit the number of spots is because we do have a private group that we really want to support. And Tina's going to be in there supporting you, giving you that personalized attention. And that's why we make it like that. So if this is something where you really want to get into the boot camp, when you know you can do it as a group, you know you can have that momentum, and you know you can have that support of Tina for the next 6 weeks, then you're not going to want to wait, because the next one's not going to be for another 6 months as that group. You know, when it's in your native language, it's easier to follow, of course. Okay, so let's hear from another boot camper who went through the 6 weeks. And this is Anna. And she says, I just finished the 6-week face toning boot camp and I couldn't be happier. I turn 39 next week and my skin is smooth and glowing. For those who are just starting, commitment is key. Keep going.
Commitment is a key.
And I love that she says that. I love the advice from these wise face yogis that have been through it and gotten results, because this is the kind of inspiration that you get in the community throughout. Like, you know, when you're feeling down or discouraged, there's someone like Anna and all these people saying, thank you, you inspired me, you keep me going. Yeah. So,
and I love that. Look at that energy. I know. She shifted.
And it's the eyes again. It's definitely the eyes. Yep. But I think the eyes not only are physically lifted and opened in so many of these, but the spirit has started to change on the inside.
Yep.
Okay. So if all this boot camp did was tone your face and streamline your neckline, if that's all it did, would that be worth it to you? If all it did was help you regain balance with a healthy routine that has an effect on every other part of your life, would that be worth it? And if all it did was allow you to be part of a global community of inspiring face yoga practitioners, would that be worth it? So just answer these questions for yourself. If this is all you got from it, would it be worth it from you? I mean, really think about your life and the micro effects, the ripple effects it can have throughout your life. Okay, and for those of you who are a little more cautious, which we understand, we also have a 7-day guarantee. So if you sign up today and it's not for you for any reason, you can just let us know and we will give you a refund. All right, so at this point, you have two choices. The first choice is take no action and get no results. You know, don't take this, don't take this. And it says in parentheses here, it's 100% risk-free. I do not believe that not taking action is 100% risk-free. I believe it's probably the biggest risk in your life to not take action on something that calls to you. Your second option is to take action and give this opportunity a shot, and basically give yourself permission to put yourself first, to put your self-care before anything else. And I've had to learn that over the past couple of years, especially with business and all I do. And I have a business coach that really drilled it into me, how self-care will change everything for me, the way I interact with my relationships, the way I do business. And it was hard, because you think you want to be on that running treadmill all the time to achieve. But when I stepped back and I did self-care, it changed everything. And it changed our business.
Yes. And self-care is not selfish. It's a self-love and respect, and it influence other people around you.
How much time, such a good question. How much time do the exercises take each day?
Boot camp is around 20 minutes a day, for the next 6 weeks. Why we need 6 weeks? To create the habits, become second nature to you.
Yeah, it's 15 to 20 minutes a day. That you're going to see a series of exercise. Literally, when you log in, it's going to say day 1. You're not going to pay attention to anything else but day 1. And you're going to do those exercises and literally check them off. And 15 to 20 minutes. And the nice thing is that especially if you do it in the morning, and you take it in the morning, because it shifts your mindset. Like we said, it's not just exercise, it's a mental connection that Fumiko talks about in the boot camp. And so it shifts your mindset in the morning, which translates to the rest of your day, because you're starting out with that self-care.
Yes, exactly. Beautiful. And even at night, when you do exercise at night, what happens is that you sleep with a relaxed face. You don't want to sleep with this and then wake up in the morning and, you just have to break the cycle.
Does diet have anything to do with the glow?
Yes. What you eat is who you are. And that's why boot camp lifestyle bonuses. And, a holistic approach is a face yoga method. It's not just moving the face muscles. So I talk about the mental, changes and the physical changes, but also lifestyle. I would even say that 20% of the actual result came from the exercise itself. The rest is awareness and lifestyle. Right? And you have to keep doing that.
Yeah. Diet. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that will change everything.
Yeah.
And for, your whole body, of course, your energy, everything. Oh my gosh, more people. Jasmine, Jill, Renee, Estefania, Anna, joining. I love it. I love it. Woo. Welcome. Okay. Ooh, good question. Okay. Karen asked, how to create the routine easily. Well, this is why what we were talking about before, the boot camp creates it for you. You do not create the routine. You log in, you see say you're on day 5. You just go to day 5. You don't pay attention to before or after. You go to day 5 and you follow those exact exercises for day 5 and check it off that you did it.
Yeah.
And we've created your routine for you. You do not have to create it. And we created it, like we said earlier, based off of this decades of knowing what works. I mean, we've changed our program over the years because we're always trying to make it easier and better, because we want your results probably even more than you do. So we're like, how can we make it more digestible for them so you don't have to create it? Okay, so Siobhan asked, is face yoga method also beneficial for TMJ and clenching teeth?
Yes. It's interesting because I wasn't really planning to make up exercises for TMJ, but so many practitioners said that, wow, the pain's gone, I open my mouth better. And also some people said I sleep better. And so many things. And we have a couple of professional singers. They even said that the pitch, the pitch, they are now singing so much better.
It's amazing. They wouldn't have ever. It's true. The singers we've had singers come to us just for this, because it's not something that their voice teacher addresses. Okay. Danica asked, I love all these names, such an international community. Yeah. It's nice to connect to you all once we do the boot camp. Do you have live sessions like these for those who register?
Yes, I'm gonna do lives, and Tina is gonna do lives, and Tina is so dedicated and she can't help herself give you all the detailed information. So be prepared. It's great.
Fumiko pops in and does these live Q&A webinars. Tina is there every day. I know, you're right. Tina, sometimes we're like, Tina, you need to take a break. But it is true. This energy is so fun. Like, I can feel your energy right now, and you will have that throughout the 6 weeks. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Carla asked, Does boot camp help keep face firmness when losing weight? That is a good question.
Very good questions. I even addressed that. I have a bony face and I lose fat from my face when I get tired. And that's why you want to exercise the muscle, particular part of the face muscles, to keep it up, right? Train this. And then poses you learn are going to be beneficial. It doesn't matter you want to lose fat or you want to build that little bit of muscles on the face.
So remember, we're going to start as a group on July 1st, 10 days from now, but you can still start today. Please get started today, start learning. But it's fun to start as a group on July 1st. So just, you are all, okay, I think we're going to close it out at 2 hours. And you guys touch me. You bring me to a different space, your energy and just your willingness to show up for your life and to participate with us. So thank you for being here, because it's a gift to us as well.
Thank you. And I want to say the parting word. Please give every day the chance to become the most beautiful in your life. You are beautiful. And I can't wait to see all of you.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
Much.
We love you. And we will see you in the boot camp.
July 1st.
Woo! Bye.
Bye.